Good morning everyone. Welcome to the e-platform of Mothers International Academy. I am Shweta Pandey, Maths teacher of class 8. Today I am going to explain chapter 1, that is rational number. Student, as you all have gone through types of number, and that are natural number which start from 1, 2, 3 and so on. Second one is whole number which start from 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on. And third one is integer, which is collection of all positive number, negative number plus 0. Now there is the fourth type of number, that is called rational number. Rational number, the number in which can be represented in the form of p by q, where p and q are integers and also q should not be equal to 0. Student, now we will move for some properties of rational number, or we will see it with the help of examples. So now we talk about properties of rational number, and for that we will see first closure property and the closure property under addition. Now closure property is if we have two rational numbers, say a and b, and if we add both the rational number and we got a number that is c, and if c is also a rational number, then we can say that the closure property of addition is followed by rational number. Okay. Now we see two examples, 1 by 2 and 3 by 4. 1 by 2 and 3 by 4 both are a rational number. Now we add both, 1 by 2 plus 3 by 4, and after adding we will get 5 by 4, and you all know that 5 by 4 is also in the form of p by q, so 5 by 4 is also a rational number. So we can say that closure property for addition is true in rational number. Okay. Now again we see the same property, that is closure property for subtraction. And again we will see the same thing, that if a and b are rational number, and if we subtract a minus b and if we get c, and if that c is also a rational number, then in subtraction also rational number follows closure property. So we will see from an example. Take 1 by 2 and 3 by 4. Now 1 by 2 minus 3 by 4. 2 minus 3, that is minus 1 by 4. So you can see that this 1 by 4 is also following the rules of rational number, that is it is in the form of p by q, and where q is not equal to 0, p, q both are integer. So we can say that for closure property, subtraction operation of rational number also follows closure property. So closure property here also true. Is true. Now after subtraction we have multiplication. Let's see whether multiplication follows closure property in rational number or not. So again we will take two rational number, that is 1 by 2 and 3 by 4, and now we will multiply it, 1 by 2 into 3 by 4, and the answer is 3 by 8. So you can see that 3 by 8 is also a rational number. So we can conclude that for multiplication closure property is also true. Remember student, we are talking about rational number only, okay? As true. Now we have next operation, that is called division. And for division again we will take two rational number. For division 2 and 3 by 4. Okay? 1 by 2 divided by 3 by 4, that is equal to 1 by 2 into 4 by 3, and this one is equal to 2 by 3. So here you can see that when we have taken non-zero rational number, means both rational numbers are non-zero, then it is following the closure property. But when we take a 0, so that is not defined. Any number divided by 0 is not defined. So closure property will be followed for division only when the rational number is a non-zero rational number. Whenever we take any one of it as rational number, any one of it as 0, then we will not find it true for that case. So we can say that division is true for non-zero rational number. Student, remember I am talking about closure property. We will talk about second property, which we call as commutative property. Commutative property. So let me introduce you first what is commutative property. So when we talk about commutative property, first we will take it for addition. We will take it for all the operation. First of all, we will take it for addition. Now addition, according to commutative property, if A and B are rational number, then A plus B is equal to B plus A, then we can say that the rational number will follow the commutative property where A and B both are a rational number. Now take two examples. First, 1 by 2 and 3 by 4. These two are rational number. Now on right hand side, 3 by 4 plus 1 by 2. See the results. Again here 4. Both the sides, the answers are same. So we can say that for addition, commutative property is followed by rational number. After addition, we will see the commutative property is followed by subtraction or not. And for that, again we will see that what is commutative property for subtraction. So if A and B are two rational number and A minus B is equal to B minus A, then we can say that the commutative property in subtraction is followed by rational number. So for that we will take two examples. Take 1 by 2 minus 3 by 4. 1 by 2 and 3 by 4. These are the two rational number, and in the right hand side again we will take 3 by 4 minus 1 by 2. Now check whether both the sides are same or not. So in left hand side we got minus 1 by 4, whereas in the right hand side we got 1 by 4. Is minus 1 by 4 is equal to 1 by 4? No. It is not equal. So commutative property is not followed. Commutative property is false for subtraction. It means rational number do not follow subtraction while in commutative property, while operating in commutative property. So as we have seen that for subtraction, commutative property of rational number is false. Now we will see it for multiplication. Multiplication, and again we will take two rational number, and for commutative property it should be A into B is equal to B into A. Now for verification of this property we will take two example, again 1 by 2 and 3 by 4. Student, I am trying to take same example for each and every properties, so that it will be clear to you all that the same number is where it is followed or where it is not followed. So 3 by 4. Now this is 3 by 8 and this is also 3 by 8. It means commutative property is followed in multiplication. So it is true for rational number. So after multiplication we have one operation left, that is called division. Now we will check commutative property for division also, and for that A divided by B should be equal to B divided by A. So let us check this. Now we will again take two example, 1 by 2 divided by 3 by 4, and in right side 3 by 4 divided by 1 by 2. Now solve both the sides. 1 by 2 into 4 by 3, and this one 3 by 4 into 1 by 2, because whenever we change divide side into multiply, the number will be reversed. Okay, so now we will just cut it, and here you got 2 by 3 and here we get 3 by 2. So 2 by 3 is never equal to 3 by 2. So we can conclude that for commutative property for division is not followed by rational number. Not true. Okay. So this is all about commutative property, student. Now we will move for the next property. Now the third property is associative property. We will check associative property first for addition. Now before moving to addition, let me explain you what is associative property. Before that we have talked about commutative property where we are dealing with two rational numbers. But here we have to deal with three rational numbers, say A, B and C. And according to associative property of addition, if A plus B plus C is equal to A plus B plus C, then we can say that the associative property is followed by rational number while addition. Okay, now for that again we will take two examples, and student you can do it by your own also, and you can take examples and you can put the examples according to this formula and you can get the conclusion. Now I will give you one example. Take 1 by 2 plus 3 by 4 plus 2 by 3. Okay, here also 1 by 2 plus 3 by 4 and plus 2 by 3. Now solve it and you will get 1 by 2 plus 9 plus 8 by 12, and here you will get 2 plus 3 by 4 plus 2 by 3. Now 1 by 2 plus 17 by 12, and here 5 by 4 plus 2 by 3. Now we have in LHS 1 by 2 plus 17 by 12. We will solve it 12, 6 plus 17, and here 12, 15 plus 8. All of you know how to solve any rational numbers. So this one is 23 by 12 and here also 23 by 12. So it is true for addition. You can see associative property is true for addition. The same way you can take any example and you can conclude the property. Now we will see the same property, associative property for subtraction. Subtraction. So again we will take three examples, say A, B and C, and according to associative property of subtraction, if A minus B minus C is equal to A minus B minus C, then we can say that it is following the associative property. Now again we will take two examples. Take it as 1 by 2, 3 by 4 minus 2 by 3, and this side 1 by 2 minus 3 by 4 minus 2 by 3. Now again we will do the same. 1 by 2 minus 12, 9 minus 8, and this side 4, 2 minus 3 minus 2 by 3. Okay, so 1 by 2, this one will be minus 1 by 12, and here minus 1 by 4 and minus 2 by 3. Now after solving both the sides, 12, 6 minus 1 and minus 3 minus 12. So here you can see that you will get 5 by 12 on LHS, whereas you will get minus 11 by 12 on RHS. Okay, so student, you can clearly see that this 5 by 12 is not equal to minus 11 by 12. So we can conclude that associative property of rational number is not true for subtraction. So we can conclude it as not true or not followed. Now student, we will see it for multiplication. And now again we will take three rational numbers, say A, B and C. And for associative property of multiplication, it should be A into B into C equal to A into B into C. and again we will try to take 3 examples, 3 rational number, and just solve it whether the property is true for multiplication or not. And for that again I will take that and 1 by 2 into 3 by 4 into 2 by 3. Now solve it both the sides. This 3 and 3 will be cancelled, and this 1 and this 2, it will be 1 by 2, and here 3 by 8 into 2 by 3, and you can see 4 and this side 1, and so finally on LHS it is 1 by 4 and on RHS also it is 1 by 4. So multiplication is true in associative property while dealing with the rational numbers. Now we have one more operation, that is division, and we will see it with the help of one example also. Now we will see associative property in division, and for that again we will just write down the basic formula, that is A divided by B divided by C and A divided by B divided by C. Now we have to see whether this property is followed by division or not, and for that again we will take one example, that is 1 by 2 divided by 3 by 4 divided by 2 by 3, and again here also 1 by 2 divided by 3 by 4 divided by 2 by 3. Now we will solve LHS divided 3 by 4. First of all we have to deal with the bracket. So 3 by 2 and here 1 by 2 into 4 by 3 divided by 2 by 3. So we can cut this too. Okay. Now 1 by 2 divided by 9 by 8, and here 2 by 3 divided by 2 by 3. So you can see in LHS we have and this, and in RHS we have this. So in LHS we got 4 by 9, whereas in RHS all the numbers had been cutted, so we got 1, and anyhow 4 by 9 is not equal to 1, so we can conclude that associative property is not followed while using division operation, so it is not true for rational number. Now after associative property we have one more property which we called as distributive property. Distributive property. So distributive property is not consist of any one operation. Basically it consists of 2 operations, and in distributive property for rational number we have 2 formulas. First is, if A, B and C are rational number, then A into B plus C is equal to A into B plus A into C, and the second one is A into B minus C is equal to A into B minus A into C. After taking 3 rational number, you can check the authentication of these 2 formulas, and these 2 formulas thoroughly follow distributive property while dealing with the rational number, so you can verify it by taking any example. So after distributive property we have 2 small properties that we need to deal with. That first one is additive inverse. Additive inverse. Student, this topic is very much familiar to you all, that additive inverse of any rational number is its negative. Additive inverse of A is minus A. For example, if the rational number is 1 by 2, its additive inverse will be minus 1 by 2. Okay, and the next topic is, that is multiplicative inverse, or in simple term we can call this as reciprocal. Multiplicative inverse or reciprocal. And reciprocal is the inverse of any rational number. For example, if A is your rational number and if you have to find out its reciprocal, so its reciprocal will be 1 by A. Okay, now we will take one example, that is 2 by 3, and its reciprocal will be 3 by 2, and that is also called as multiplicative inverse of 2 by 3 or reciprocal of 2 by 3. So Now we have one more topic, that is representation of rational number on number line. Student, you all are very much familiar with the number line. This is your number line in which this one is 0 and right side consists of positive number and left side consists of negative number. Now, before moving to the number line, we have to just go through that how many types of rational numbers are there and how they are be represented on this number line. And for that, first type of rational number is proper fraction. Proper fraction. So, what we know about proper fraction, that here numerator is less than denominator. Means the number 2 by 3. You can see numerator is less than denominator. 3 is more than 2. Now, how to represent a proper fraction on number line? This is your first topic of representation. Now we will see that how we will represent this 2 by 3, which is a proper fraction on the number line. So student, this is your number line. And now my number is 2 by 3, which is already a proper fraction. We are knowing that. Okay. Now we have drawn this number line. As you can see that this is a positive rational number. So obviously it will be on the right side of 0. Right side of 0. Now for proper fraction, remember one thing, that all proper fraction always lies between 0 and 1. All the proper fractions always lies between 0 and 1 on the number line. So for that we will just draw 0 and 1. Now we have 2 by 3. See, the denominator is 3. So the denominator is 3. So we will divide this number line between 0 and 1 into 3 equal parts. For that we draw 2 lines. Now see, 1, 2, 3. There are 3 equal parts between 0 and 1. Okay. And we have to represent this 2 by 3 on the number line. Right. Now 0 and 1, between 0 and 1, we will start writing the fraction of each part. So 1, 2, 3. In this 3 part, this is 1 by 3. This is 2 by 3. And this one is 3 by 3. That is equal to 1. Right? Understood? The denominator is 3. That's why we have divided this place between 0 and 1 into 3 equal parts, and after that we have given each part as one name, 1 by 3, 2 by 3, starting from 0. Every time you have to start giving the position's name from 0 only. Okay, so 1 by 3, 2 by 3. Now we have to find out 2 by 3, and here it is 2 by 3. So this is your position x. Give it any alphabet to representation. So this x is equal to 2 by 3, and this is the representation of a proper fraction on the number line. Now we will see how to represent a proper fraction on the number line. So student, you know that proper fraction is a fraction where numerator is greater than denominator. You can see 9 is greater than 5. Now the thing is how to represent a proper fraction on number line. So for that, first of all, we have to convert this improper into mixed fraction. Mixed fraction. So 9 by 5 is equal to 1 whole 4 by 5. 1 whole 4 by 5. Now this is our number which we have to represent on number line. Now before moving to the number line, I just wanted to explain this 1 whole means then that this number will be anywhere after 1. 1 whole. 1 is the whole. After 1 it is 4 by 5. So it will be after 1 and between 2 and between 1 and 2. 1 is the whole, and then you have this proper fraction. So after 1 it is between 1 and 2, anywhere between 1 and 2. Now forget about 1. Now we have 4 by 5 which we have to plot between 1 and 2, right? So we have denominator 5. So again we will divide this place into 5 equal parts. For that we will draw 4 lines. Okay, Now this is divided into 5 equal parts, and now start giving name from this side, from the left side, like 1 by 5, 2 by 5, 3 by 5, 4 by 5. Okay, so 1 whole 4 by 5. This is your representation of 9 by 5 on the rational number. Student, I think you all are clear with this, that we have taken 1 as whole. That's why we have plotted 4 by 5 after 1, because 1 is the whole. Okay, so this is all about representation of proper and improper fraction on the number line. Now student, we have one last topic, that is how to find rational numbers between two rational numbers. It means if you have two rational numbers, say minus 5 by 6 and 5 by 8, and if you have to find out 10 rational number between these two rational numbers, for that what we have to do is, first of all, take the LCM of both the denominator, that is 6 and 8, and that is equal to 24. You can find it by your own also. Now you have got one common LCM, that is 24. Now we have to convert this minus 5 by 6 and 5 by 8 as 24 as denominator. For that we will just do this. You have to convert each denominator as 24, and we got 20 by 24 for the first rational number, and for the second rational number we have got 15 by 24. Now you can see, and you can find as many as rational number you wanted between 20 by 24 and 15 by 24, and these are minus 19 by 24, minus 18 by 24, so on, minus 14 by 24. You can take any 10 rational number between them. Now sometimes questions are like this. Sometimes we have some question like 1 by 4 and 1 by 2, which we cannot get so many rational number between these. Like just try to solve it. LCM of 2 and 4 is 4, right? So 1 by 4 will remain 1 by 4, and 1 by 2 will become 2 by 4. And now see student, between 1 by 4 and 2 by 4 you are unable to just take out 10 rational number. So for that you can just opt one more rational number. Means we have to find 10 rational number, so we will multiply it by 11, both sides. Multiply it by 11. So it will be 11 by 44, and this is 22 by 44. Now between 11 by 44 and 22 by 44 you can get 10 rational number like this. (15 by 44) and so on. You can, it's not like this that you have to take 11 only for 10 rational number. You can take as many any natural number for finding out this. So student, this all was about your rational number chapter. Now I hope my video will help you to go through the chapter more clearly and solve question more efficiently. Now I just wanted to tell you that goodbye, take care, take a good care of yourself, stay at home, and goodbye students.